Each quarter tells a story. From Wall Street heavyweights to emerging disruptors, we break down the numbers, the reactions, and the moves that matter most. Real data, real insights, in real time. This is Earnings Central Live with Verified Investing.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Earnings Central Live. I'm your host, Lawton here with Verified Investing, and I am almost done being sick. Very close. Just a little more congestion in my chest, my throat a little bit, but we should be back to our regular scheduled energy very shortly. But we have a great episode for you today. We have three stocks we're going to be talking about: Carvana, DoorDash, and Jack in the Box. I see a couple of other people putting in the comments saying, where's Figma? Where's eBay? There's also CRH and Booking.com. All of those stocks also report earnings. However, those stocks are for members only, part of the brand new service I launched, the Earnings Level with Lawton Ho. But before I get any further or ahead of myself, I just asked to have you guys consider liking and subscribing to the Verified Investing YouTube channel. It helps us out a ton, and it helps YouTube know that, hey, you like that type of content and you want to see more content just like this. With that being said, what I'm going to do is cover the charts, and we have a little time because 4:05 is when all three of these stocks actually report. But I'll give you my levels. We'll talk about what we're kind of expecting, and then we'll see if our levels hit, and you can trade alongside me at home. If you are trading alongside me at home, a couple things. Make sure, number one, that you're setting your orders to extended trading hours, or your orders will not fill. Secondly, I would ask that you consider going a little lighter because these can be a little aggressive. And finally, guys, I'm going to be giving you an aggressive, a standard, and a more conservative level to trade. So make sure to use proper risk management when you are trading earnings. Super volatile. With that being said, let's hop right into it. And please, production team, throw up my graphic for the very first stock we're going to talk about, Carvana. So on Carvana, we are expecting an earnings per share about $1.13, up 102% year over year. As far as their revenue is concerned, we're expecting an increase to $5.2 to $5.26 billion, an increase about 46 to 48% year over year. Please throw it to my charts so they can see. And these are my levels on Carvana. For support, and if we could throw the slider on the bottom, so these guys have my levels. On Carvana, my support is at $320, basically, $320.25, $297, and then basically $284. So those are my three levels of support. For resistance, if Carvana beats expectations and continues higher, $397, that first level of resistance, followed by $420.5, $420.50, and then $434, around $434. The next stock, if we could throw up my graphic for DoorDash, is DoorDash, also reporting at 4:05. So in about 6 minutes. So for DoorDash, we're expecting earnings per share up 76% year over year to around 0.58 or 0.59 or 59 cents. I don't know why I'm reading it like that. As far as revenue, we're expecting revenue to also increase to around $4, which would be around a 39-40% increase year over year. If we could throw it to my charts on DoorDash, my levels are as follows. First level of support, that aggressive level, is around $159.50, followed by $155.50, and then ending it off around $147. Those are my three levels of support. Now resistance, if DoorDash continues to push higher, first level of resistance will be around $184, followed by $190, and then $195.50. The last stock I'm going to talk about is Jack in the Box. If we can throw that graphic up, please, on Jack in the Box. So on Jack in the Box, as I'm fixing my charts, on Jack in the Box, we're expecting your earnings per share actually down about $1.10, $1.11, down 43% year over year, and expecting also a pullback in revenue around 344 to 354 million dollars, down 27% year over year. If we could throw it to my charts for support and resistance, and then throw that slider on the bottom. So for support, first level, nice clean level, $20. $20, then $19.53. Next support, $18.62, that final level of support. For resistance, $23.25, then $23.87, and final level of resistance is around $24.90. And if we could please come to me. If you need any more of those levels repeated, I'd be happy to do so. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at these stocks, watch them release earnings at around 4:05, and react to them in real time. And this is where I need your help. If I'm looking at a stock like Jack in the Box, DoorDash, Carvana, if one of them are moving, I need you to let me know, because I might be looking at a different stock at the same exact time. This is a team. You and I at home are a team. So if I'm looking at Jack and DoorDash is moving, say Lawton, look at DoorDash. Lawton, look at Carvana, okay? And we're gonna react to these in real time. If you were paying attention earlier, you know that I have a couple other stocks like eBay and CRH and Booking.com and Figma that also release around the similar time. And while those levels are for members only, we'll go ahead and review those as well to see how the members' performance will have performed. We have about 3 minutes left. I'll talk a little bit about Figma just because I didn't give members levels either. If we could just throw it to my charts. Figma, the reason why I didn't even give members levels is this is insane. This is a company that IPO'd in August, and it's too unpredictable, right? Their earnings, we have like two set of data points for earnings, about a 20% up. And then on its last earnings, it literally did nothing, like it moved 4%. So I have no idea what Figma is going to do on earnings. I have no prediction, but we can still take a look at it and react to it in real time as well. Those earnings do come out around 4:05. If I had to, absolutely 100% had to give a level of support, it'd be 1986. That's that pivot low. That would be a drop 18%. But I don't have a whole lot here on FIG. All right, back to Carvana and DoorDash, and please throw it to me. We're just waiting for these stocks to come out. We have about 2 minutes, guys, so make sure to preset your orders to extended trading hours so that you can get filled. And make sure to go a little lighter, just because when the action starts, it is going to get absolutely crazy. D-Rod says, good day, everyone. Well, that's not nice. Why can't they let Jack out of the box? That's good. That's a good question. They are kind of mean to Jack. We have about a minute 30 until these earnings come out. So we'll see how these fireworks go. Overall, today in the markets is kind of sleepy, right? In the live day trading room, we did our best to try and get some good trades for members, and we were able to get 3 winning trades from Drew, Ben, and myself, but just not the biggest movers, right? Just slow floats one way or another. We thought with the FOMC minutes coming out, there'd be some price action, and you initially saw a little bit of selling going into that, but not a whole lot of volatility, unfortunately. But hopefully with these earnings on Carvana, DoorDash, Jack, we hopefully have something to trade tomorrow. Jonathan says, glad that you're feeling better. Thank you so much for your kind words, Jonathan. Feeling better. Had like a fever or flu or something, but we're doing well. What's up, Beekeeper? Thank you for being here, and thank you for interacting in the chat. Make sure to keep an eye on the charts, guys. Make sure to keep an eye on the charts. Let me know if anything starts to move. I saw a little bit of initial movement on DoorDash, but their earnings should not have been released yet. We have about 10 seconds, so it's time to get some water, stay hydrated, and get ready for these earnings. All right, wow, look at that on DoorDash, guys. DoorDash flushed, hit that level, and already bounced 9% from that level. Oh my God, what an incredible move on DoorDash. Okay, that is absolutely crazy. Carvana starting to come down. 320 is that first level of support. But look at that, guys. And this is why I say preset your levels, guys. Look at that on DoorDash. Flow 8% into that level and immediately popped up over 9%. I see Carvana moving, guys. 320.25 is that first level of support. But wow, look at that move on DoorDash. Already, if you preset your level on DoorDash, you could have taken that already. Scott says, I wanted so badly to short Carvana, but told myself I wouldn't. Listen, I mean, the stock does seem a bit overvalued. But anyways, back to DoorDash. Let's see if it can come down, hit that secondary level. But that first level was insane. Let's see if Carvana can hit that 320.25 and potentially see a bounce. All right, here we go, guys. Back to Jack in the Box. Absolutely nothing happening. Jack is still in his box. I mean, that's how it is, Scott. I mean, sometimes you get it, and if you, in cases like this where you would have been right, you're like, man, I wish I got in. But if you went long, right, or if it had popped, you'd be like, dang, I'm glad I didn't get in. Anyways, back to Carvana, getting close to that first level. All right, right there, guys. Hit that first support level. Now, will Carvana bounce or will it continue to flush? I have a secondary, more standard level for an entry around 297.22. But hit that aggressive entry, guys. Aggressive level on Carvana. What a beautiful move there on Carvana. Or DoorDash, rather. Now, let's see if Carvana can get a bounce from this level or if it will continue to fall. I agree, it is overvalued, but it does favor a bounce. For all of you aggressive cowboys out there, it did hit that first aggressive level for an entry. My standard level for an entry is 297. Now the question is, do we flush down to that 297 level, or does it turn around and get a bounce? If you took DoorDash, congratulations. Look at this thing. From our level, DoorDash up around 13% from our level. Beautiful. And Jack in the Box is doing absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. As we're keeping an eye on Carvana down to basically $304, let's see if it can hit that standard entry that I talked about earlier around 297 and then get a bounce upwards. And back to Jack in the Box, nothing, and DoorDash, absolutely incredible. Almost hit my first shortable level around 184. Insane, guys, after flushing past my first level of support. Couple other stocks to talk about. I know eBay should be out as Carvana heading towards that aggressive entry level, 297 basically. Let's see if eBay can, or Carvana rather, can come down and hit that level and potentially get a bounce. This is my standard level. Looks like it just flushed it. Now, is this the level we find support, or will Carvana continue to sell? This stock is so overvalued. Wow, this is a big sell here in Carvana, right? And this is the point where if you're an aggressive trader, took that 320, you consider adding, consider maneuvering, and then considering an area where you'd likely stop out. If you haven't entered yet, if you are a more conservative trader and are waiting for your 284 level, you might get it here. There should be a ton of support down here at that 284. Back to DoorDash, not a whole lot. Jack in the Box, nothing either. But yeah, it absolutely crushed that 290, crushed past to that 284, all right, guys, and then has bounced about 2% from that 284 level. So if you waited for the conservative level, you could have taken 2%. But now we need to see a bigger bounce here on Carvana. 290, you're in, okay. Let's see if this thing can continue to fall or get a bounce and flip around. Yeah, this short report was no joke indeed. All right. Taking a break from Carvana really quick, let's take a look how these other members levels worked out. So far, eBay has not hit any of our levels for our members only trades, and CRH has not moved either. Back to DoorDash. DoorDash coming down, hitting that aggressive entry once again around 159.60, right? Wow, but look at Carvana just staying strong, staying weak here. Unable to bounce above that 290 level that we talked about previously. Wow. And let's take a look at Fig. Looks like Fig had a great bounce here, guys. About an 18% bounce. Great move there on Figma. Now, those kind of IPOs are always risky because you're not really sure where they're going to go. You don't have that much price data available for you, particularly if they continue to sell. Yes, it favors a move higher, but there's not any more support if it does continue to flush. As Carvana is sitting strong or sitting right below this 290 level, it may consolidate here before pushing up higher. There's 292, there's 293, could have taken 1% there, YT. If you got in there, continuing to push up higher, great move on Carvana. All right, 293.50. Let's see if this thing can continue to push up. Back to DoorDash. Still sitting around that first aggressive entry that we talked about. But because it was filled on the way down, you don't expect that to be a great level of support once again. But great reversal here on Carvana. All right, Lee took $7 on Carvana. Congratulations there, Lee. Thanks for taking that trade. On that conservative level, could have taken about 4%, right? From that 290 level, guys. Cashing in here, you're 2% on the money, so congratulations. It's now sitting at my standard level, but this is why we give so many, this is why I give 3 different levels, right? Those aggressive traders are for people who just want to get in. Standard level speaks for itself. And then a little more of our conservative are the levels I would absolutely take, maybe not for a swing, but I would take it for a day trade, maybe tomorrow, right? Should it come down to those levels. But Carvana, great bounce here from that 290 level, continuing to push up a little higher. Now we're going to have to see if we can get above 300. 300 is the key level that Carvana really needs to break if you're going to see some a continued bounce. But considering how much trouble it had getting above 290, I'm not sure that you're likely going to hit that $300 level. But good job, Lee. To eBay, CRH, not much. Booking.com, which should have come out just about 2 minutes ago. Also not doing a lot. And back to Figma. Great bounce here on Figma. Next level of resistance on Figma, probably around $30. But I'm not interested in shorting something like that. That's moving so much on earnings. And look at this on Carvana. What I say, Carvana just getting rejected here at that 296, going back down to those more conservative levels, heading towards the bottoms of the after hours. But if you entered on that more conservative level, if you maneuvered through your way after getting in, you likely had opportunities to get out for a bounce, like I see some of you guys did, like Lee and YT. Now the question is going to be, where does Carvana open up tomorrow? Am I going to trade it at this level 280? Let's say Carvana opens up around 300 tomorrow. I'm probably not going to buy it at 284. It needs to go a little bit lower, but I definitely think there's an opportunity to trade here if Carvana, say, comes down to 275 and then gets a bounce. Crypto Combat is coming back. We took a little break just because we've been really sick, Raven. So don't worry, Carvana should be back here shortly. But as you guys saw, there's a bit of a virus going around our office, but hopefully we are good now. DoorDash hitting that more standard level of an entry around 155. I love you too, Lisa. That standard level, the conservative level of support on DoorDash is 147. Keep that on your radars. If it comes down to that 147 level, I really think it favors a bounce there. If you got filled on that 159, 160 Pierce level, congratulations to you on DoorDash. If you took Carvana, congratulations to you. Back to Jack in the Box, just severe lack of volume. Jack in the Box is down like $4.50, but no volume there. eBay's nothing. CRH nothing. Booking nothing. And Figma, watch out for that $30 level. Thank you so much for your kind words, Lisa. All right, guys. Well, that's it. That's where I'm going to end it for now. My voice is starting to give out. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Lawton's earnings levels with Lawton Ho just releases my new service where you get all of these levels, all the ones for tomorrow morning, like Walmart releases earnings tomorrow morning. So if you want to see those levels, check out my service. Scan that QR code down below. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys.
Earnings can move fast, and most traders react too late.
I map the key levels first: support, resistance, pivots, and gaps, so you're not guessing during the volatility.
Earnings levels with Lawton Ho gives you the zones to watch before key earnings reports, delivered monthly.
Trade the levels, manage risk, stay disciplined.
VerifiedInvesting.com.